Hi, my name is Nick Westbury, and I'm going to be going through a Gitly failover test. The aim of this is just to show how Gitly reacts when the primary Gitly server fails during normal Git load, so generally just doing clones and pushes while the server fails. To help with this, I've got these 15 projects. Each of these projects is essentially the same. It's just a blank README file and this file here, which is we have a testing tool which helps us. It's just generating nominal load. It's essentially cloning each of these 15 repositories, adding a number to this file and pushing the result. So the previous numbers you can see are from previous times I've ran this test, and the latest run here is where we're up to 12. And if I just refresh this page, which you see now, so we're up to 15. So like I say, it's just continuously doing this. This script has a simple log file, which again just shows each of the 15 projects and that it's successful. And if it starts to fail, we'll see it print out why it failed. It'll print out just the error message. And you can see it just literally gets updated there. So we also have a Grafana server that goes along with this. This Grafana server is just here to show us that we have the redistribution. So this is where we've just started our testing. So this is where all of the clones are going to, and it helps show us our current Gitaly primary server as well. So Gitaly 1 is currently our primary server. So all we need to do is just connect to our Gitaly 1. So I can just do that now. And then we can just stop the server. Before I do that, I've also got a prefet node up. We have this curl request. It essentially does the same thing that Grafana does. It just shows us our current Gitaly server primary. And again, it's just showing us that Gitaly 1 is the primary. So if I now stop the server and go over to our log file here, what we should see happen is we start to get failures. So at first we might get a couple of clone failures. This is just because they would have been cloning from Gitaly 1, which we literally just turned off. So they would have failed partway through. But then we start getting push failures, and this is because clones still work because all the other servers are still there and still operating. But we can't push because there's no primary server to push to. But what does happen is if we wait, is that eventually at the bottom, everything starts passing again. And this is because a new primary has been elected and everything's able to get pushed again. And if we look at the time frame of this, we can see we started at 23:21 and we've ended at 23:33. So the whole process took about 12 seconds, just a bit under because we've got some passes here as well. So yeah, everything takes about 12 seconds there just to fail over, elect the new primary, and now everything's passing as normal. And if we go back over here, we should be able to run the curl command again, and we can see Gitaly 3 is now our leader. We can turn on this server again. Just take a minute to come back up. And we can also look at Grafana, and we can see here that Gitaly 1 is what we turned off. So Gitaly 1 suddenly shoots down because it's no longer able to do anything. We can see here, this is actually where our failover occurred. So 3 dropped off and a new primary, which was Gitaly, 1 dropped off and Gitaly 3, which became the new primary, comes up. So that's now our primary server. And if we give this just a little bit of time to pick up the new data, we should see Gitaly 1 start acting as a secondary and some reads start going to it. And while we wait for that, we can also just have a look at our project here. So we were on 15, we're way off into 48 now. And we can see here, so it's starting slowly, but we are getting some reads going. This is an average, so obviously we didn't get half a request, but yeah, so things are starting to pick up now and everything will normalize, and we should see a similar pattern here where Gitaly 3 will probably be at the highest, but these two should drop off because more requests are able to go to Gitaly 1 as it's coming back online. There we go. So that's the failover process. That's everything back up. That's the old server, the old primary turned off, a new primary elected, and then the old primary turned back on and acting as a secondary.